It is 9:30 on a Thursday night, which can mean, I guess, one and only thing, right? You're tuned in to Test Chat. I'm the only motherfucker here right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to ChipChat. As you can see, I'm running solo right now, which is cool. You know, it does take a little bit of ego to just jump in and run a show just by yourself. But luckily, producer extraordinaire Brian is over there to assist with that. And good evening again. Welcome to ChipChat. So, yeah, right, exactly. What's up, folks?
It's kind of weird. Last week,
you
weren't here.
Yeah, I was not here. Yes, I was not.
This week, Chip isn't here yet.
Yet.
He's got delayed by watching this mess called the football.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold up.
No, that was last week's mess.
Oh, okay.
Last week was a mess. This is a catastrophe.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Because I'm just saying, if he's getting, like, right now, the commies is on right now against Chicago Bears, which at first I thought I was watching Iowa Clemson or something like that. Looking at the uniforms. Yeah, right. So yeah, that's going on. You know, my thoughts on the narcotic that you all enjoy, which is the NFL, specifically this team. But hey, if you want, while the commies are sitting on the television, the ESPN dropped a bombshell report. Woo! I haven't gotten through it, so I don't want to go dive too deep into it. But Danny, man, got the PIs out there for the of course, right? What are we talking about? Like, yes, that's gonna be it. That's how he moves. That's how he operates.
I was listening to listening to some sports talk radio, and the owners have a meeting next week.
Yes,
and
yeah, they do.
Either A, they're gonna do something, or B, they're not. So it's really on their end. So we'll see what happens.
Sounds like the Department of Justice with Trump.
Well, it's our,
right. We have all of this. Or you're going to do something or not. So yeah, that's what's obviously going on here in Washington D.C., the District of Columbia. J6 happened today. I caught. I was catching bits and pieces of that. I need to sit back and watch it in full. But what I heard, I saw they had the lawmakers that were tucked away. I don't know. They were tucked away, giving their screaming at the DOJ to enforce the law. You know, how long is it before we clear out the Capitol building to proceed and, you know, do this thing we call democracy. So you can see my choice of reading out there. If you guys have it right there, that's The Divider by Peter Baker and Susan Glassett. It's a very long read. I think it's like 680 pages. So I'm pretty sure none of you guys will probably read it, but the audiobook I would assume would be really nice. So, you know, that's not reading, but you can enjoy that. We do have a packed show, I believe, tonight. Once my counterpart gets here, we do have a special guest, right? Andy George, I believe it is. Yes. How to make everything. Yeah, I was watching the video he had on gunpowder. Yeah.
I guess he's been watching Dr. Stone.
Yeah, he was just talking about they were doing collecting chicken shit. Yeah, it was very interesting. It was very interesting. Yeah, so we have that coming up later in the show. Obviously, as you mentioned, January 6th hearings, and it's over with now. So, you know, they requested 045 to come down and talk on under oath, and he doesn't do that.
Crazy friend.
Oh God.
So we got more on that.
Oh God. Look. Look.
He's your cousin, not mine.
Yeah, look. Don't throw him over here. Look. Yeah, like
before we get deep into it, I honestly, because other shows are probably on the network have talked about.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
But they pretty much was like, oh, he just needs help, and it's like
no,
and it's the same excuse I've been hearing for years is, well, since his mama died, and it's like, yeah, we know since his mama died.
Yo, people's mamas is dying every day, yo, and people aren't doing. And I look, not to trivialize that, but like. That happens. That's like when you say, "Oh, well, you know, he's mentally ill or he's having like what is a mental condition." There are people who have like mental disabilities and are not doing some of the things, and like to use that to me is kind of a cop out. I don't like. Look, man. Yeah.
Friggin' calling him a genius.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Sorry for that. Look, he's a smart guy, but he's acting stupid. Let's put it
Yeah,
that way.
and it can be to that part, right? There can be nuance of it, but the shit is dangerous, man. And I think that's what it is, simple and plain on that. And obviously, we'll talk deeper into that as well too. I mean, but and look, yeah, fucking black Israelites, man. That shit. all this, right? All these shit is crazy ass stories that they've gotten us to fucking believe. But like, some of the stories got to kind of make sense. Like, I don't know, like our Ethiopian brothers and sisters might have more of a claim to that on the other side, but you know, we'll leave that for now. Yeah, I do have a test talk. I do have a test talk.
These
They're back. They are back. I am frightened. Yeah. So yeah, that, as you know, yeah, these dead ass birds.
Back with a vengeance.
Yeah, right. I can't. You know,
Only gone for a week.
I was only gone for a week, and I was like, nah, we gotta refocus on some of this climate shit right here. Actually, it might be too late. Actually, no, let me not say that. It's never too late. It's never too late. We will tell you that. My favorite leftist ass eater is a lot of money. Woo! He is out of a lot of money. Yes. So yeah, Alex Jones. This is gonna be a packed show. Yeah, he is. I just saw him out of the corner of my eye there that I think he has just arrived. Do I have a word? Do I have that? Do I only have one, or you get a word as well too? All right. So yeah, I got a word. I don't know if it'll work, but I got a word. Oh, I saw it. Oh, so sit back, grab some
Concoctions.
It's solo time. You're listening to the best show, the only show. I don't really know the ending. It's just Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network. Sweeps.
You're listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Oh, I just realized what that was.
You did.
I didn't know.
Are we on? Welcome back to Chip Chat, everybody. Hi, I'm Chip. Who are you, Tez?
I think you just told him. You just showed up.
That's true. I'm late. That was Ray Suarez who gave us our intro.
Ray Suarez. It took me a second to catch that, and then I heard
He's
how
a real
professional
radio.
it was,
Right,
and I was like, "Oh my god, who is
That's
that?"
what real radio is supposed to sound like.
Yeah. Well, wait till you listen to the last 10 minutes of this.
Lord knows what this is, but it ain't good.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the outfit.
You are. Look at that.
Do you see that it
Washington.
doesn't say the thing.
Thank you.
It says the slaveholder guy.
Exactly.
It doesn't have the other word on it. It's less racist.
I mean, it could be Columbus.
It could be.
This game is 0-0, I think. Oh, yep, there it is right there. Yo, I've already lambasted them. So
That's
yeah,
fine.
it's all right.
This is the game that the NFL wishes they hadn't scheduled. I mean,
know.
this
what?
is.
Why would this? Did they think one? I guess I don't know.
They were very upset that that Roe got overturned because this abortion here should be illegal. Hit it. That's
Okay. Yes.
okay.
Yeah. That is. Yeah. Just this.
How was the first 10 minutes of the show, Tez?
Eventful.
Good.
Yeah, it was very eventful.
Did you tell
Yeah.
anybody what we're doing?
Yeah, I told everybody what we're doing. I told them about
Okay.
our guest that's coming on. You know
We
what?
have a guest.
We do have a guest.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
So I
talking
don't
about
have to do any
chicken.
of it.
I was talking about chicken shit.
Chicken shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, gunpowder and
It's
whatnot.
important. That's
Yeah.
right. So you've been watching the videos.
And I watched some videos. Yeah,
It's the clay soil holds the chicken shit. Get the
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't smell.
Well, after you filter
Yeah, I guess
it
you
enough
filtered it enough
yeah.
times. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of things that smell, you want to go to Arizona?
Let's go.
Let's go
Woo!
to Arizona.
Great golf
Dateline,
down there.
Phoenix, I think. I guess. I don't know. Is there anything else in Arizona? Tempe.
Mm,
It's still Phoenix.
Scottsdale.
It's still Phoenix.
Yeah,
It's all Maricopa County.
It's all-
It's like 5 million people in Arizona, and all of them are in Maricopa County.
and using too much water.
That's true.
I'm just joking because I'm sorry. That's probably a touchy subject. for
A
that moment. I'm
new
just-
a new campaign ad for, speaking of water, Terry Lake.
Woo!
Great name in Arizona. If your name Lake. All right.
That's the Colorado River.
You know that lady? She's running there for what is she running for? Senate or governor?
Governor.
She's running for governor. I don't know. There's two big races out there. There's governor
There's
and
Senate
there's,
and Senate.
yeah, there's Brett Masters who's running for senator against Commander Kelly.
Yep.
And then there's Kerry Lake who's running against Katie Hobbs, who's the Secretary of State currently. Okay, so
Important name.
yeah, well, Kerry Lake, she's an unmoored, morally decrepit, basically useless person. I think is the fair word. Republican. I think that's the word I meant.
Trumplican.
Trump Republican.
Yeah.
Willing to say and do anything
yes.
as long as she can get elected for God knows what. She ran an ad talking about the border. And much like the most recent ads run by all the other Republican candidates, she had to make sure she had something special in it. What did she have in it, Tez?
Probably
Footage of Russian troops. That's exactly right.
It's
Yes.
insane now. Wait, where's the well that they keep drawing from?
So here's
Some company is just fleecing them with the least amount of work possible.
Shutterstock, apparently.
Oh,
So my guess on this is that Russian stock footage is cheaper than regular stock footage.
Why do you buy it in rubles?
Yes, of course, because of the exchange rate. And so, if you're a Republican candidate and you don't have any money, or if you're a Republican candidate and you're just fleecing your people anyway, you're just going to keep the money. Like, why not? And so you use the cheapest footage available. Who cares what it looks like?
They keep doing this.
Yeah, and so das Vidanya.
I don't think the American people are this dumb. I don't think. I know that sounds crazy, and everybody should
I don't know.
come with their pitchforks, ready
The
to come
Masked
get me.
Singer is a very highly rated show. Just saying. If Kerry Lake can't identify a uniformed member of the Arizona National Guard from a Russian soldier, she has no business leading our brave men and women as governor, said Katie Hobbs, who's running against her.
Right.
But you know where Katie Hobbs didn't say that? At a debate with Kerry Lake.
Is this another one of these things where they're deciding not to show up at the debates, which seems to be another thing that?
No. This is the backwards version of that.
Oh no, she came to the debate, but
Kerry Lake wants to have a debate with Katie Hobbs.
Right.
But Katie Hobbs doesn't want to have a debate because she's worried that, she's just going to shout a bunch of random lies and conspiracies and stuff, which is definitely what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to give airtime to that.
Yeah.
Will not
engage
in the chosen
wholesale.
format.
For very good
Lake had
reasons.
agreed to the
Like,
debate, but Hobbs
Imagine
preferred a
if a
town
rabid
hall style
possum was
format.
like,
So it
"We're
appears
gonna have
there
a
will
debate."
be no face-to-face
Be
debate
like, "Shut
in
up,
Arizona's
possum.
governor's race.
I'm not talking
Meantime,
to you.
the Arizona
And
Senate
how did you learn to
debate will
speak
be held
English?
as planned on October 6th.
That is exactly the
between Republican
situation
Blake
that current
Masters
Secretary
and
of State
Democratic
Katie
Senator
Hobbs
Mark
is
Kelly.
facing against
Good evening, and
current whack job Kerry Lake in Arizona. She's like, "Do you want to debate me?" And she's like, well, can we like stick to issues and stuff? And she's like, they're turning the frogs gay. And she's like, so clearly not. We're gonna go with a no on that.
Yeah.
So what has Carrie Lake decided to do recently?
Did she show up in the front row of something?
She did.
Yeah,
The
she
former
showed up in the
TV
front
anchor
row.
was seated in the front row of an audience at a town hall where both of the candidates would separately get their time on stage. And then they had to get security to escort her out because she was crazy and yelling and insane. This is who's running. This is who could win.
Yeah.
Like we're out here making fun of this.
It's not funny really at all. I think it's gotten to a point. The people who probably should run for these offices, for office in general, are never going to be the people who do it. Like the people, because
if you have any interest in actual governance, you're I mean, from on the right anyway, like, where are these Chamber of Commerce guys? They don't want anything to do with this.
None at all. Nothing at all. And even if you're on the left, you almost could look and be like, for what you have to try to battle and to actually run good governance, it almost seems like it's almost impossible to do in a sense. And the people who probably have great ideas, and they probably will look other ways to influence. Right.
Because if you understand how governance works, you know that there's other mechanisms for this. But basically, we're looking at the GOAT Roadshow. This is none of this is real. And if you've got any sense, you don't want to get near this because you're just going to get dragged through it.
And I think it's a breakdown in information and how information is disseminated to the populace.
Thank God for Zuckerberg.
Well, not everybody.
Speaking of which, there's a Trump employee who told federal agents about moving boxes down there at Mar-a-Lago.
I thought that didn't happen.
Okay, so let's just be clear. There were hearings today.
What? Yeah.
They were consequential hearings. We're not talking about that.
Yes.
Because that's a next week's show.
Yeah. I've heard bits and pieces. I need to watch it.
I listened to the whole thing and I was doing some crying when they were playing the videos while I was listening on the radio.
Yeah.
That's how bad that was. I've got a baby at home with RSV. She's been crying. I was crying. It's rough. You don't want to hear about the destruction of your country just like that. But
fascism is scary. That's just not right.
Now look,
in America,
this is a black radio station, and you are in fact a
Yes.
black individual.
Yes.
So I don't have to impress upon you how dangerous government annihilation sounds. But just the idea of fascism is scary as a joke to the Jewish kid. Whew.
That's not it. No, I know. I am being dead ass serious. Any day you wake, I think that's what folks
scares me.
Of course, but you have to kind of, I guess, understand it a little more of what it actually means and what it means for everyone.
Yeah, we shouldn't just toss this thing around.
What it means for everyone, but also too, the last person who led the free world didn't understand why we went to war in World War II.
He tried to
do everything.
He
tried to do everything opposite of what So
no, he did understand. Look, we have to stop saying that Trump is stupid because he's not stupid. He's evil. There's a big difference. We keep saying, we chalk this up to him being incompetent. Thank God he's as incompetent as he is because his intentions are extremely dangerous.
But I think when he says hey, I want you to be more like the German generals, he doesn't understand what that means.
He doesn't understand what that means.
He doesn't understand.
No,
he doesn't understand. And that's what's scary as shit.
But because it's very superficial for him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's and we know he's
it's like when people say things were better in the 50s and you're like, for who?
and again, why it's again serious. His best friends are all dictators. He looks up to nothing but dictators.
He still won't turn over his letter from Kim Jong-un. His love letter.
Who he's still
apparently talking to. Maybe. I don't know. He might be calling the local carryout and think he's talking to Kim Jong-un. He wouldn't know the difference.
Yes, exactly.
There's zero chance he knows the difference. Yes, Kim, chicken fried rice, please. There's no way
yes,
he has any idea there's a difference.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of but but the enablers around him understand what is happening.
Well, and as we learned today in the hearings that they're all right. But two big things happened. That the hearing stuff is all
It's
like
separate.
January 6th.
Yeah, that's separate.
But that's not
whatever.
even the
We're not talking
investigation we
about-
want to talk about
We want to
today.
talk about the case
We
you can
wanna
win.
talk
The case
about
you can win.
Mar-a-Lago.
That's the case you can win
the
here.
very easy case
It's
where the
easy.
dude stole all the
Yo,
shit. Here's
here
Donald
he is.
Trump doing his
If you're
impression
not
of
watching at home, he's
of
what
the double glory hole. If you're looking on the video, look, I just came from a queer Bondsfield, so like you know, I'm thinking, it's progressive. All right, so anyway, Trump stole all the documents and he took them to Florida.
Yeah.
Which is not where you want to take anything because it's Florida.
Yeah.
But he took them there, and then he got a subpoena. It was like, hey, man, give that shit back. And then he was like, hey, all y'all. He didn't say, hey, yous guys, right? It's New York. Yeah. I don't know. Can you do the impression? Where's Charlie when we need him?
Yeah. That's
He goes, hey, move all this shit out of the one closet that it's in the basement and put it in my room. And they're like, all right, cool. And the security cameras caught all of that. So remember when I said, like, I knew why they got the warrant?
Yeah.
And I thought it was because he sold something and it surfaced on the other side of a mole. And I am still sticking to that story because I think that's very likely.
Can't put
But
it back.
also, as Sarah Palin likes to say, also too,
also too.
it is
very
now
funny.
obviously clear that part of the reason they got the warrant to move so fast to go get the stuff from Mar-a-Lago was that they had this information. That a witness that they had talked to previously told them that none of the stuff was there. And then they re-interviewed that witness after they looked at the security footage and was like, hey, this is you moving these boxes. Do you want to tell us about it? And they go, oh, yeah, by the way, Trump told me to do all that.
And him directing you to do that, there it is.
So the FBI gets the info. They go to the magistrate. They go, look, we've got this thing dead to right. Here's the security footage. Here's the tape. Here's the affidavit. Here's the person swearing to it on a stack of Bibles. Give us a warrant.
Sign it.
They give him the warrant.
Sign it.
Trump goes out at a rally and goes, they stole my documents. Motherfucker.
No,
you stole my documents.
Exactly. Yeah.
What? We, the people, are missing some of our paper. And not the kind that you wipe your ass with.
And we like to keep history in this country.
We do. 3/5 of the time.
Yeah, 3/5 of the time. Not all the time.
Trump's spokesperson, Tyler Budowich. I love that name. Budowich? I don't know.
It's like if you had a beer and a sandwich.
Yeah, it's a Budowich.
Someone needs to put that on.
No, that's a t-shirt. Put it on our old bake.
Oh, yeah, that's
the Budowich.
The Budowich. The Budowich.
It's a butter sandwich.
There you go.
There you go. All right, he said, quote, the Biden administration has weaponized law enforcement and fabricated
Jesus
a document
Christ.
hoax in a desperate attempt to retain political... To retain? Who's the one trying to desperately retain power? So all of this is very funny. But there was some other news about Mar-a-Lago and the documents that he stole today that, like, on any given day would be multiple days worth of headline news.
It's not. It's hard.
But in this world,
It's hard,
like,
man.
It's a footnote. Footnote. What happened involving my neighbor today?
They said no.
No. That's
And
exactly right.
They've been on certain things to be like, yo, we can't take this.
They couldn't touch it with a 20-foot pole
The
because there was
election
no...
and this one here, they're like, there's no way.
Even neighbor Clarence could not find a reason to get involved in this case.
And listen to him and Gorsuch. Well, not him because he doesn't talk, but Gorsuch, he doesn't say anything. But I was surprised at that one. I was like, are they gonna?
They got to get 5 to
They
take
got to
the
get
case.
5. Yeah. So Roberts is no, obviously.
Yeah.
We know
I think Beer Can Brett's a no on this
Beer
one
Can
too.
Brett is a
He's
no
like,
on
look, I
that.
still want to be a lawyer when this is all over.
He kind of respects
He
law.
wants to have his job.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to lose his bar card for this guy.
Yeah, it don't be Giuliani.
Right? What we're talking about is that remember that Trump objected to the FBI taking back our documents that he stole.
And he has his judges.
And he went to a judge that he appointed.
First.
who seems to have gotten her law degree from Chuck E. Cheese.
Right, it came with the tickets
Yeah, it was
and the
right
pizza.
there next to
Like, if
the-
you had enough tickets, you got the law.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
You hit 300 on the skee ball,
Yeah.
you get it. So the 11th Circuit strikes her down
Yep.
resoundingly,
Yeah.
unanimously. It goes to he appeals it to the Supreme Court in a brief written by somebody who, I'm not making this up, has already quit his legal team because he wouldn't pay him. And they filed it to the Supreme Court on the rocket docket. Neighbor Clarence looked at it. He spent a good week looking at it, which is how long it takes him to read things. And then he goes, no dice. No dice. So
It's
the
hot in the
ruling of
kitchen
the
for him
11th
right now.
Man,
It's hot as shit in the
Yo.
kitchen for him. So I don't blame him.
Jenny. Well, okay, but what is she going to punish him with? That's it, Clarence. You're cut off from flavorless biscuits. I mean, what is she going to do? I mean, really? No more oatmeal free. What can she withhold from him?
Look.
Anita Hill is not getting involved in this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, the SCOTUS goes, no dice, man. And so the 11th Circuit holds. The appeal is over. And FBI and DOJ can continue their investigation, interview all the witnesses, and keep all the documents.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything of ours back that you shouldn't have. And he's still got more stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, at this point here, which hopefully this can then quiet down, let the midterms go through, and then afterwards.
It's like stealing from the library. The library knows exactly what books it's got.
Yeah.
If you don't have
You
those
think those
books,
people don't do
somebody's
inventory?
got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have images, they have barcodes on everything. Come on. Trump walked out of there like thinking it was a Walmart, like they weren't gonna, the guy with the fake badge isn't gonna catch him. Except this guy's a real guy with a real badge, and he's the FBI. Fucking moron. That's a Rex Tillerson. Direct quote.
It's in there.
I had a good time today listening to NPR because I heard the F word. I heard fuck
You got
and
excited.
shit a number of
Yes.
times on National Public
And then they
Radio.
had to break in to tell you, you're going to hear
They didn't even do that.
They didn't break in on that?
No,
Okay,
they
I
were
missed
like, we've been through 9 of these
Nine
other
of these, yeah,
hearings.
you get it.
You know the deal. FCC laid off. It's a direct quote.
I feel like I need to get you that book on audio book for you
Yeah,
to
it's
listen.
the only way I'm gonna.
That's the only way because it has
I've
every.
heard them interviewed like 100 times.
But it has like so many little nuggets in there that you would
I'm a
just be
fan
so.
of both of them. They're dynamite reporters.
Yeah, but like just to your point of like, so many things happen that it's like as I was going back, I was like, well, that did happen. Oh yeah.
Remember when we were worried about crowd size? Do you remember that?
when Sean came
You
out?
remember when like Sean Spicer in his fake suit came out and was like, he was the biggest crowd ever, and then he went and hid in the
on a
bushes.
Saturday, I believe. It came
Yeah,
out.
he hid in the bushes. Like, remember that? And we were all like, well, this is gonna do him in. Like, that was it. Fuck out of here. Maybe we should have just let him.
or almost going to war.
We should have
Iraq.
just let him have the crowd size. We're like, yeah, sure, it was the biggest, and then maybe he would have let all this. Should have let him buy the Bills for $1.
That is the one. That's the one we all. That's where we lost it all.
He could have had Herschel and OJ. Would have been fine.
Was it the GM and the vice president of
Black
killing,
Twitter would be
killing
totally
operations?
satisfied. Herschel got out of this. He's not in the show this week
Insane.
somehow.
Oh, look, he got
He had a story
usurped
in here,
from by.
but it got aborted because he sent me a check for $700.
Did you get a card?
Yes,
Okay, just checking.
not making that up either.
I did get feedback on you attacking the fans of the Masked Singer while wearing in full Washington football Commanders.
We're winning.
It's 3-0. Stop this right
We're
now.
technically winning.
Stop
Stop counting the votes.
So it's
Frankly, we did
if
win.
if you're gonna attack fans of the Masked Singer,
I'm saying that's trash television.
what are we watching?
This is trash television.
There we go. That's the point. There we are. Okay. Yeah. You are also a fan of trash
Of
television.
trash television. Yeah, that's true. All right. We're going to skip this break and go right to talking about
No.
Cousin Kanye.
Ugh.
Okay, now here's what we're going to do for this segment. You, as as the I don't know what to call you exactly in this context because you checked many of the boxes.
I know.
I checked several of them too.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you set this up while I go grab a beverage.
Okay. We kind of
and then
set
we're
this up in
gonna
the
explain what we're talking about.
intro. I'll start off with a disclaimer to all my black folks out there, because I'm sure this has come up maybe in your workplace, or in mixed company,
At your house,
at your home. And I will tell you again,
in church.
we are not obligated to have this discussion. Black folks are not responsible for other black folks. I'll start there. Now, I'm on a radio show, and I support this message. I support that first message there for you all. Because you don't want to have the conversation if you don't feel comfortable having the conversation. Just shut up. Everybody always has the right to say nothing. What happened? I was minding my business, scrolling on Twitter. Kanye West was back.
Somehow.
I follow Kanye West. And
I'm sorry.
I saw it, and I was like,
Dude hadn't tweeted in
I
two and a half
yeah,
years.
it's been a while. I was like, an album or something going on, whatever.
Why would he be
And I was
tweeting?
like, then I seen he took out Mark Zuckerberg. And I was like, that seems odd. And
I mean, a lot of people hate Zuck.
that's fine. He said, you used to be my nigga, Zuck. Yeah. That's what the quote. That's what the jacket.
That was quote.
I was
direct quote.
as a direct quote on there. And I was like, this is madness. What is going on? And then I realized that Facebook did some content moderation
For the first time in a long time.
I didn't know they were possible. I didn't know that was possible.
Well, Instagram technically.
Well, Instagram,
which is the same.
which
meta.
is going to be my book. I'm not.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm not on Facebook. I'm only on Instagram.
Right,
That's gonna
yeah.
be my book. It's going to be
That's your nuance.
That's gonna be whoa, exactly. But yeah, and I was like, well, what did he?
What did
say?
he do? Did he slander Kim K again?
Yeah,
like, is,
right.
You know,
did he say he's gonna kill?
Is he having a mental
What's the
breakdown?
name? What's my boy from SNL? Pete Davidson. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who knows, right? But I was like, again, quote. I think it was a conversation, or a posting a conversation between him and the
Diddy.
artist formerly known as Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
And there he is up there. And the conversation, I guess, was about, I guess the Jews will not control us.
Somehow.
Something. And how he was going to use this to go ahead and, because he loves posting. You can't have text messages with this guy.
No.
He loves
He will screenshot the shit out of
that
it.
shit and put it out there. But yeah, a long story short, that we'll get into it. Yeah, he went on some anti-Semitic rant on the air.
Also, he doesn't know what DEF CON and DEF CON are.
Yeah, oh
DEF CON
God, I
is-
never peeped that he did. Ugh.
It's defense communicate. Like
His
it's,
mom is a teacher, y'all.
was.
Oh, Jesus Christ, was a teacher. Pardon me on that for being slipped there. But
It's DEF CON.
It's
Just
def-
to be clear,
yes.
that's
not.
defense. It's not DEF CON.
I'm starting to think he's illiterate.
There was an entire, but he's not though. Like
I don't know. That's why I'm very concerned.
So, like, if this was any other dumb celebrity,
right.
okay, I'd be like, all right, he doesn't have a lot of words. But this dude is famous mostly because he has a lot of words. He's a rapper.
He is. I think though we've given
And
him.
he's not one of these like ad-lib kind of guys.
He
He's
isn't.
a real rapper. The
I think-
dude's got bars.
Yes, I think we've.
So he has the vocabulary.
I've always felt he's always straddled the line, and why folks have loved him is kind of. He always has been like, I joke in my friend circle, like the king of corn. He says like really they're good, like he has great lines over the years, but they're not on like some like.
But he's not a dummy.
He's not.
He's not an illiterate, uneducated, lack of vocabulary rapper.
He's not.
He's not a little something.
No, he's not.
He has plenty of access to dictionaries. He
And
clearly
deaf-
has
deaf.
he has
on
a
the
wide vocabulary.
Yeah.
And he is typing this into a phone that he could just go to the search bar and go, is it DEF CON or DEF? Like, but he didn't do that.
No one. It's insane that no one does that. Like, but I don't think. But people don't care. But again, just to get back to the original piece of this here, he said he's ready. He went on the foot. He doesn't like. He's ready to kill. Yeah, and basically, how I read that, he's ready to kill Jewish people.
That's true.
That is what I saw right there.
So Kanye basically joined a long list
A long list.
of people who irrationally hate me and everybody else who looks like me, which it's totally undetermined why.
Is it? We know why.
Well, we know why he does because he's nuts. But
throughout
oh,
history.
we know
Through
because
of
the
the
church
lie
and
that's been told for a long time.
many lies and yeah.
Ugh,
But
keep
but
going.
why us? I mean, they could have picked any other group. It's just as legitimate.
Yeah, you could have. You guys.
I mean, it's made up, but like that's fine, right? Okay, so what Kanye is doing is repeating his colonizers' lie of the Northern European Catholic Church that determined that somehow Jews were a threat to everybody else, mostly because we were
Catholics
there.
were the threats. And that's what like if we'll continue.
They're the Trump of their generation, right? That they, whatever it is that they accuse somebody else of doing, it's because that's what they're doing. They're trying to unmake society. They accuse us of unmaking society. They're trying to overthrow the Romans. Whatever.
Little kids.
Yeah. Whole thing. All right, but like to put this from an actual Jewish perspective.
Yeah, I would say I'm very
I'm not particularly afraid of Kanye. Like I don't think he knows who I am, and I mean, God willing, he does, and he can come on the show. But like, I'm not afraid of him. I'll Draymond him when he's not looking. Like that's an okay thing with me. I'm not personally worried about him. Yeah. But in the same weekend that he did that, I got an email from my kids' elementary school that there was anti-Semitic graffiti found in the school over the weekend, and that they cleaned it up, and don't worry, no students saw it. Which means
no. You see, that's some Virginia shit.
Which means, don't worry, it's not just in Virginia. It's literally everywhere. I'm saying
that response to it, like the school system is like, what? We cleaned it up, no one saw it. That's fine, but it isn't deeper than that. What the hell?
I wish they hadn't cleaned it up, because that means that there's somebody in my neighborhood whose kids go to my school who are okay with this.
Yeah.
And if it was up to me, I would call a PTA meeting with the Louisville Slugger, and I would bear Jew every parent in that school until I got a name of who the fuck decided that they thought this was an okay thing to teach their kids or to do themselves.
Because kids don't know that.
Kids have no capacity to be the culprit. Yeah. They're just repeating.
And that's where it gets sick.
Which means that in my very neighborhood, there are people who, like Kanye, irrationally want me and my children to disappear off this planet. And, not dead ass birds disappear, but like just us specifically.
Yeah.
I grew up understanding that this is what my world is going to be like. As a Jewish kid, my head's got to be on a swivel. I have to assume that everybody's out trying to kill me and all this kind of thing. Don't trust nobody. Like, I get that. But I shouldn't have to deal with this with my 6-year-old. Now, she doesn't know about it, and I didn't have to explain any of that to her, but
you will.
But I will. And Kanye is out here mainstreaming this shit.
And so that's what we talked about before you came in here, is like, well, what's the issue with this here? It's the comments are dangerous.
The comments are extremely...
He has 31 million followers.
The comments are extremely dangerous.
The followers, like 31, like maybe close to 31, maybe 30 million of them are sheep.
Right.
And in this country too, of like how we view celebrity and how important celebrity is to individuals, we always we always have to challenge celebrity to get into. We have to mind your words. You have to, because again,
we have to be careful on this show.
Hell yeah.
And this is a fake show.
It's a fake show. We have to mind our words.
Because people
we joke around with like the Fox News shit. And
but you always are like the disclaimer.
Yeah,
thank God Tez is here. But
we have to, because we have to be. When we sit in front of these microphones, you just never know who's listening on the opposite end of this. In this case,
we had a damn insurrection.
Yeah, in this case here, and how is it funneled through this same vessel of Twitter? And these social media.
What's the chance that whoever it is that scrawled whatever they did in my kids' elementary school had some connection to this? I'm not saying that they did, but it's not out off the chart here. It is entirely possible that they hear Kanye saying all this stuff. They're already predisposed to it, and they go, you know what? That's cover, and they go and do it. Or it is, or they think it's funny. But the mainstreaming of this, the comments, and that it's between black and Jewish, that to me it feels like
it should hurt a little bit.
It hurts way more than
hurt more,
like if this was coming from Fox News or the Tucker world, like I'd be like, it's fine. Like I understand that they're a bunch of fucking Nazis in the first place, but like black anti-Semitism is one of the hardest things for me to understand. And this attempt.
When did you start to feel this?
People who
I realize this
by the white supremacists to use Black America or to use Black folks to try to erase Jewish folks, to feed this Black Israelite stuff or to feed this Black anti-Semitism. This stuff is insidious.
And every single
and
person
I think
in Hollywood,
any Black American in this country, like, and you go talk to your grandfathers and whatnot. Again, there was a whole war.
You know, my so-called friends
way too long to get
/
involved with
around me told me, like, if I said that
again,
they don't call Harriet Tubman Moses for nothing.
Right, exactly.
This is a shared history.
Like, people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threaten my life.
That piece there, I think, is always going to be that I would be. Because again, what is this? These are stories that have been again passed down over years.
What are you repeating? I mean, honestly, what are you repeating? You're repeating your colonizers' racism?
Well, it's the history, right? Because like this has been I love history, and I think from what I've seen is a through line is and this is why you have to question it. When anything is going wrong or something's happened, the Jews is trending. The Jews is trending. And I'm talking about trending like back like
hashtag the Jews.
Hashtag
on stone tablets.
On stone tablets. And I just think like, right, questioning the sources of this is really important, right? Because these conspiracy theories begin usually like this Christian, right? With this Christian, like the Christian white man. Like it starts there. And whether you're looking at like the small islands off the coast of Africa after like the Portuguese expelled their Jewish population there, and then folks end up there, and then they say, well, why are the slaves getting upset? Because they were talking to the Jews. Or you can even look at the Maroons in Jamaica, and they're like, well, who is supplying them with the gunpowder on there? And
shocking.
Those merchants, the Jewish merchants on there. And that's like everything I read, and as I go further and further, it's like, it always pops up. It pops up over and over and over again.
Because wherever you have oppressed people, if the Jewish people find out about that, we're out there liberating some people. This is a thing. We know what this feels like. We have 5,000 years of this shit. Even
in America, like during the railroad strikes, I had to find this thing here. It was like the strikers, like this dude by name of Gould, like he was actually the one who was running this.
Of course.
But the strikers circulated anti-Semitic caricatures of Gould for decades. Anti-Semitism had been an element of Gould's demonization, though Gould, Edward J. Hennon writes, was unenthusiastic Presbyterian by birth and Episcopalian by marriage.
Right. He wasn't even Jewish.
Even if you're
but
not
he had a
Jewish
name.
Yeah, and even if you're not Jewish, you will be used as the scapegoat. I think anti-Semitism, like, right, for like us, for Black folk, right, and we've talked about this. I do think there needs to be some type of conversation.
We have to have
we've been trying to have this conversation. Like, we need to have a conversation because, right, what's wild about it is that, right, other people, like there's oppression that goes around the world, but the conspiracy theory around Jews kind of like how the world works is something that's really wild, and like you can weaponize to a point that it almost is malleable.
Like
in
even in China, they understand this. Like
it's going on and on. You can keep molding it from how I've seen it.
Yeah.
You mold it over years and years. And like you can even have people who have opposite world views, right? Where you can have like you can have an Islamic extremist who's like, yo, I want to take this like synagogue hostage. But then you can also have like
white supremacists
who are the same side.
And they both think they're saying the Jews.
The Jews are letting the Islamic, they're letting them in. They're together on it. And I think you can always have, like, what no one is ever able to articulate or have the conversation is you can say that due to having white skin, and not just Jewish people, but Italians or Irish or anybody who came over, right, in like coming over like from Europe and like the turn, like
escaping oppression,
and then buying into whiteness,
which is crazy.
To buying into whiteness in this country, you could be upset about that. I can be upset at the government of Israel.
Sure.
I can be upset.
I'm often upset. At the
we
government.
often talk about you often talk about. I can talk about BB and I can like say, all right, I have feelings about him
He's out of power
specifically.
currently,
Right for now. I can have those issues with it. Like, but that's different. The same way when we talk about like
Jewish people claiming whiteness makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But like we can say that this country is never going to reckon probably with its sin, its original sin before, and it might feel more comfortable talking about homophobia. It might be feel more, but not only by degrees.
Yeah,
it's not that much.
Right.
It's not that fucking much.
Right,
It's not like everybody's like real
We're
cool.
just slightly more comfortable with condemning homophobia than we are with condemning racism.
Exactly. And like for black folk, you can have that conversation. What you don't need to be doing and what you should not be doing is going out here and saying the Jews are controlling the weather, or they are going
Trayon.
They're having this like it's 5 of them that's running the world. And like here's my thing. I always ask, right? They were doing so great, millions of them got exterminated.
There's
Millions
actually
millions of them.
It's not just that 6 million of us died in those like 6 years of the Holocaust, but like that the population of Jewish people worldwide has still not recovered.
Yeah, and probably
there are
won't.
still fewer of us now than there were before the Nazis started their extermination. That is a very, very telling thing because it's been a long time since then, and we've lived in relative safety since. That's a big problem. Like you wouldn't, if you had talked about any other thing that had been reduced in population that drastically. You know, there's whole worldwide panda saving operations out there, or save the cheetahs and whatever else. We're a tiny, tiny group.
It's very small.
We're really small.
Very small.
And Kanye, for the love of God, dude, I mean, if there's anybody...
Please,
I'm sorry. Yeah. And before Brian gets in, I just want to be like really clear that if you're an American, if you're raised Jewish in America, you probably identify with the civil rights cause. This is a long-held alliance. There has never been an instance of civil rights movement in this country that hasn't involved Jewish people, because we feel that same exclusion, we feel that same oppression, we feel that same danger from this white supremacist, Christo-fascist, Nazi culture that is surrounding us all the time. So it is an easy alliance. Why anybody wants to throw friction on that, you got to wonder, like, what's their purpose?
I'm saying this. It's kind of odd that Kanye West, a couple of years ago, talked about slavery.
Said it was a choice.
Because it was a choice. And now
He wore a White Lives Matter shirt 2 weeks ago.
And now this.
I mean, what are we really talking about? It's not mental illness.
It's evident. No,
Racism is not mental illness, by the way. I want to be very clear about this. The guy might be fucking crazy. He is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse
I'm not scared of
racism.
that. I'm not-
Proximity to power.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
that's it.
It's simple as that.
This guy,
Simple as that.
it's unfortunate.
Ugh.
And everyone keeps calling him. I said.
Yeah, you said earlier. Yeah.
Everyone says he's a genius.
At
Everyone
music.
says he's smart. You've been saying all this, but this is the most stupid ass shit I've been hearing and seeing for the last 5+ years.
You're being
I
generous.
don't care about his
Yeah,
mama
right.
dying anymore. I don't care about whatever issues he's had. This guy is a problem. You thought Trump was a problem? He's a problem.
He is a problem.
Yeah.
It's the same problem.
And it's
Same.
unfortunate that not a lot of people are realizing it to the point where it's like, you need to stay away from him. And everyone was saying, well, we need to help him. We need to hear him out. We've heard him. We tried to help him.
Why do we need to hear him out to help him?
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's like,
His
no,
therapist
he's not-
needs to hear him out.
Yeah, and the thing is, he has a therapist. He pretty much he's not taking it. So honestly, it's like I just would rather leave him alone and let him lock himself up in Wyoming and call it a day.
Hey, I'm with it.
I worried that
And that came from the white guy in the network, by the way. Just trying to,
I mean, I do worry about that dude offing himself.
Don't.
So if he does, what does the world lose? He hasn't made a good record in a couple of years. Like what?
I don't think I just.
Yeah, that's pretty glib of me. But like, I mean, for real, he's maybe more damaged than he is helpful.
I was told this from Conversations with Comedians Mondays.
Excellent show, by the way. Everybody should tune in. Rip Radio Network.
He felt like when Kim told him they're not on the same journey during an episode of The Kardashians, he felt that it was like a hurt for him. Honestly, it's like, no, understanding after all this, I feel like I think Kim was smart enough to try to separate from this. Because
no shit.
And as much as you can say
when American royalty tells you that they're like, wait,
if you're in the barrel about to go over Niagara Falls and you have a chance to get off, you get the fuck off. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I can't help this dude. If I tried, if Kim said I tried, I'm not on this weird journey you're on. I'm over here. You can do whatever.
Well, Brian talks to Kim all the time. Yes. Yeah, they're buddies.
I blame another second, porn case.
Yeah, that's right.
I blame LA. I blame LA.
He was fine in Chicago.
I would say these people. I would say a lot of folks go to LA and go crazy. And look here, I'm gonna put this one on here. The next person to go mad, Kendrick.
No, don't do that.
I'm telling you right now.
Do that.
I'm telling you, going mad in the head.
I like the new record. It's really
I think it'd be good. But again, I think that's the next one. I thought he was safe for a while. No. I'm telling you, I've watched.
He's under a lot of stress.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is.
All right, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to break before Tez predicts the end of the rest of the record industry. And when we come back, we're gonna talk to somebody who we actually want to talk to, who knows a lot of important stuff because he's really smart and cool. So we're taking a break. You're listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweeps.
Welcome back to Chip Chat here on Rip Radio Network. I'm your host, Chip. With me is Tez.
What's popping up?
Okay, so we're about to do an interview.
Yeah, like we do.
Which is like this one is another in this like series of things where we're interviewing people we really have no business talking to, but that I am a huge fan of. So this is a huge opportunity for me. I really love talking to these types of people. So if you're like me, You love watching YouTubers show you how to make or fix things, and there are thousands of them out there.
Yeah.
But only one has captured our imagination so profoundly. Andy George is out here literally showing us how to make everything. In fact, that's the name of his channel. And he seems to know that the world of modern convenience may end sooner rather than later. And he's embarked on his
Look at those
own.
flying ass birds.
Clip it. And he seems he's working on his own industrial revolution of sorts. He's also made all kinds of food, drinks, and other kinds of items, showing us just how expensive it would be without the modern industrial system that we are so reliant on. And now he's going to show us how to finally get good at making radio. Andy, welcome to Chip Chat.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I'm just going to lead off. What possessed you to learn how to make all the things? This is crazy.
I think I just started out being curious. It started with really simple of I was curious where my food came from. So I had the idea of trying to grow a sandwich and all the different ingredients involved with that. I realized like once you collect a few of them, it's just like it starts to turn into a pretty big process that you don't think about. So I just followed through with that and realized it's a really interesting way to explore the world and look at the things we don't really think about.
So I found some barley growing by the side of the road because it's often used as like a, erosion preventing thing that they throw after they do construction. And I grabbed some of it and I dried it out and I planted some of it. And my idea was like, if I keep propagating this, after like a decade, I'll have enough to make a beer. Is that the thing that you had?
Pretty much, I guess.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
like you don't even realize like how many steps are involved in everything. So, all right, a lot of what you're doing, you have this whole series, the Reset, right? In the Reset series, you're trying to learn about the entire history of human manufacturing, basically, right up till the Industrial Revolution. Do you think that the world might need to relearn that stuff sometime soon? And why do you assume that YouTube will somehow survive the cataclysm that's coming?
I think my hope is that like if we actually learn how it all kind of came to exist and how it all works, that hopefully it won't all break apart. We won't have to rebuild it, but you never know. And I guess just the more people who know, the better off we are.
So like I had some idea about smelting metal, right? Like extracting metal from ore. I get the basic idea. I read the Wikipedia articles about the pig furnaces and all this stuff. And I get like you got metal ore and you need to get it really hot to leach the metal out from all the other stuff and the oxygen and get it to, and like I had some, I work with metal. I'm an HVAC guy by trade. Like I have some idea of this. I was so far off. Like I had no idea how hot things needed to get, how little yield there was. Like, I mean, you went and scraped half of the western half of the country for some dirt that you poured into a bloomery and got like enough to make, I don't know, a hammer out of. How do you not get discouraged by this?
It's definitely a challenge. And what I think the biggest thing is like you don't really know what you're doing, so you're not getting the best results. But I think every step of it is very revealing because you learn how to get better at it as you go. And it reveals just like how much of an art a lot of these things are. For like iron smelting, like you gotta adjust right to like actually get a usable amount. And if you don't, you just get a small amount. So I think I always try to focus on the journey and the learning experience and not get too focused on the end result because they're oftentimes not the greatest because it's the first time I've ever tried to do a lot of the things.
Well, and sometimes it goes up in flames, literally. So we'll skip all that. We don't want to tell everybody about that. But do you think that people in Pennsylvania know something intrinsically about iron that people in Minnesota don't?
I don't know. I mean, you guys would probably have to tell me more about that. But I think pretty much everybody is really removed from the process. Like, even if you're in the field, you know a few steps maybe, but to like start from the actual raw rocks and go all the way to usable metal, like there's a lot of information that's not common knowledge anymore.
No, I had no clue. That's why I watch your channel.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have any like mixed feelings like around like the Industrial Revolution and just like how that kind of changed things as just for us as like humans
As a
species, right? And it's like, right? I mean, just a lot of great things. Like books, I feel like probably take a lot easier. It's fast to get them manufactured, and like obviously for food.
Plows
are
are pretty helpful.
But then also just like the back end of that is just a lot of like shit that we're like
Fixing nitrogen caused wars.
right.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any thoughts around that or?
Yeah, I think like the scope of the project, like I focus a lot on technology, and like the Industrial Revolution is kind of this like golden era in that perspective of like, oh, we unlocked all these great technologies that opened up even more technologies. But I think like on a personal level, there's definitely a lot of downsides to the Industrial Revolution, and I think going through like a lot of the like earlier processes, like growing your own food, like it is very enjoyable, and like the fact that we've gotten so far away from some of the simpler things like that, I think isn't really that ideal.
See, and you touched right on the point there is that I think as a species, like when we were just on some like hunt, like gathering, like gatherers, like it seems like we probably were more happy. Like I with everything.
Yeah, but we only live to be 35.
That's fine. I love my damn MacBook, but I probably would be a lot more happier back then, like just in being more fulfilled as like actual human beings. I think another point that you brought up kind of in that the gunpowder episode, and like any thoughts around content moderation, just because you mentioned like you kind of had to think through like the guidelines of, like
that's something question.
that I thought about.
He seems like, pretty careful about it. But.
Yeah, because like that's just I didn't even really think about that, right? You're going through these processes, and then like you could almost in a sense be teaching folks how to do certain things, and that just
we probably shouldn't be teaching them,
right? And like just content moderation is a huge thing. The Supreme Court is talking about that right now with like Section 230, and I that's a question that came up like in my head as I was watching the video.
Yeah, it's definitely something on my mind as we're kind of nearing the gunpowder age, and like it's such a major innovation to history that like I want to cover it, but I also like don't want to show people how to make explosives. Although it's not really that complicated, and watching my video might make you get you a little bit more confused than if you just looked up how to buy the ingredients. Because it's a bit of a process if you actually do it all the way from scratch.
Well, there's technology again, fucking shit up.
The analog to this is like when I was a camp counselor, and I had a magnifying glass, and I was showing a 10-year-old like how to light leaves on fire with a magnifying glass, and like one of the other counselors like, what are you showing him for? I was like, I mean, that's cool. It's how to do it. And he's like, he's 10. I'm like, well, right, so he should know how to do this because I knew how to do it when I was 10.
Well, I have one last because I just the process around this is fascinating to me. What are your feelings just about like growth, like in like human beings in general, right? It seems that we're always jumping to the next thing. Like there's never going to be a time we're going to be like, yo, we're okay.
We're done.
We're done. I think we're okay.
We don't
here.
do done.
We don't do done. Like, but
we were done, and then Amazon happened.
Exactly.
Then YouTube happened, and Andy got famous, and he got on our show.
Is growth something that we just got to continue? Like whether it's like technology or how we like. Is that something we just have to always look towards? Like we're always going to keep trying to find another way to grow?
I don't know. I guess it's hard to say. I think kind of with my series, I hope to kind of look back and kind of appreciate everything that we are. That would like this. We have a lot. We're doing a lot, and we don't necessarily need to keep going if we don't want to. But I don't know. It's hard to tell what the future is, I guess.
I mean, the Romans used to collect piss for their laundry. So we've made it some progress. It's pretty good.
Look, I mean, they shoot rockets out. People go to friggin' space.
We have send other people to other bodies in
Smacked an
space.
asteroid.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like
Yeah. And we got rocks. We went to the moon and stole their rocks. Stupid moon beings. All right. So let's switch gears a little bit. It's not just that you have great content, which of course is what I am super addicted to and watching I've watched every video you've made, I think. But you're growing your channel, which is somehow, I think, a full-time job. And we want to know why after 8 years, nobody listens to this show. And do you have any tips?
a great question.
I don't know. It's a difficult market, I think, just in general. That there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of other channels out there, so it's always hard to find a niche and gather your audience. So I think it's both an element of luck and just kind of hitting on some themes that attract people.
So I should stop talking about reading.
Yeah. Nerd. Should talk about the fast lad from Kansas City.
Oh, right.
He's coming back next week, I think. He was injured.
12-7.
Whatever. Don't watch this. This is an abomination. All right. Your show often teams up with folks from other channels. They have similar shows. How has that community grown and worked together? Because that's kind of as interesting as the show itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a process. I'm in Minnesota, so I'm a bit isolated from other creators. So it's always a bit of a challenge to incorporate it. Usually I'm out trying to plan some travel where I can like gather some ingredients from certain parts of the world and then meet up with other creators in that area. So I'm always just like shooting out emails to see who's interested in collaborating. And I mean, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I'd say YouTubers are some of the worst people at responding to messages, myself included.
But you answered our call, so that's pretty good. We also noticed that your crew of helpers are a wide range of special nerds from many walks of life, inclusive and sort of generally cool. How did that happen? And is there something about this kind of project that attracts a certain kind of person?
I guess it's just kind of different people have like either reached out or kind of come in contact with through various other projects, and just kind of like, oh, you're doing something cool. Let's do a video about that. I think some of the best people to work with are people who are already doing this, and I just show up with a camera and I can film them.
I'm really impressed by the guys in Utah who wear loafers with no socks to do like anything, like hiking in the snow. Like, I don't even know why they're doing that, but that must be a thing. Am I the first person that's noticed that? I'm the first one that's noticed that.
Old.
All right. You have any other questions before we make them play the game?
Play the game. Let's go to the game.
All right, Andy, we have this game called Florida or Not.
Florida or Not.
And the way that it works is we're going to read you a news story with the locational details removed, and you have to tell us whether this happened in Florida or not in Florida.
Okay.
Sounds easy. It's not. Okay.
Do we have pictures of him?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I sent Brian the article. Let's see what happens.
All right.
He's the producer. All right. Are you ready?
I usually tell by pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. A man has been charged with smuggling 3 Burmese pythons in his pants. Calvin Batista, 36, is accused of bringing the hidden snakes on a bus. Importation of Burmese pythons is regulated by an international treaty and by federal regulations, listing them as, quote, injurious to human beings. Full stop. I know a number of Burmese pythons. Haven't injured me yet. Batista was arraigned Tuesday on the federal smuggling charge and released pending trial, according to a news release from the office of the U.S. attorney who filed the case. An email seeking comment was sent to his lawyer, but no response. Charge carries the potential of a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison and a fine as high as $250,000, according to federal prosecutors. The Burmese python, one of the world's largest snakes, is considered a vulnerable species in its native Asia where it threatens, animals that it eats. But here in the States, it's an invasive species where it threatens all of our native animals. Did this happen in Florida or not in Florida?
I feel like it could possibly have happened in Florida because it was a bus. I feel like they were crossing a country line, maybe. So I'm gonna say no.
Ooh, I like how he reasoned it out.
I like the reasoning.
He's got a
active
theory.
Listening right there.
That's good. All right, hit the bell, Tez. Ding! That's correct. It happened on the Canadian border in New York.
Yes,
The dude is from Queens apparently, and he was arraigned in Albany.
Trump?
Yeah, right. It wasn't Trump. It was his name was Batista.
Oh my God,
Calvin Batista. He would have been behind the wall.
Yeah.
The wall in Queens, where it would have helped stop the Burmese pythons. Okay, very good. You won. Yeah, people that's ever got this
people
right.
don't usually win this.
No. All right, Andy, where can everybody follow your channel and get your gear and all this kind of stuff? You have all kinds of things.
The YouTube channel is How to Make Everything. Our website is makeeverything.tv, and look us up and watch our videos.
Man, I can't tell you how cool it is to get to talk to you. I am a huge fan. I watch your videos all the time. It's like crack. I don't know.
Like how to make great radio.
Yeah. Can you think one about how to do radio, and then we'll watch it, and then we'll finally get good at making radio?
And we'll bring you back on to talk about it.
Yeah, you can tell us how to do it. Probably better at it than we are.
Oh my God, all right. Obviously,
we have to smelt some iron live on ChipChat.
Yeah, how do we broadcast radio once the waves crash over our studios?
Yeah. When the climate disaster envelops everything, can we come hang out with you in Minnesota where it's probably still on dry land?
Sure.
Okay,
all
cool.
Right, don't look here.
Yeah. Pirate radio, how to make everything.
When I tell the folks in the climate refugee I'm leaving because Andy's got a spot for me somewhere. I'm
a dynamite chef and I know how to fix stuff.
Yeah.
Ed can read. He's real smart.
Yeah. When we need to reestablish some type of democracy.
He's like a whole library. Look at all the books he reads. Nerd.
I know, right? Thank you, Andy, for joining.
Andy, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We cannot wait to have you back. Maybe if you'll ever do that again, I'm sure.
Thanks for having me.
Go check out all his stuff. How to Make Everything. It's a great YouTube channel. You don't want to miss it. It's right up there with Seth Meyers. It's fantastic. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweeps.
He's right. I am a murderer. But until 6 months ago, I was just an ordinary high school girl. Do you remember when we promised? We're not going to lose anyone else close to us again. We swore that we would always be there for each other. No matter what happens, though, I promise that I'll protect you.
If you were a boy, I might ask you fallen for you. Careful.
Come on. Well, maybe I should have a crush on you.
at these dead ass birds.
And we are live for another episode of Tez Talk. And we're going back to the original.
Yeah.
We're going back.
Dead ass birds.
So after proliferating globally, a historic wave of avian flu has entered Southern California, where it's worrying farmers and bird lovers and could add to complications with the supply chains and food prices. If you haven't seen,
Hey man, if you make chicken more expensive,
it can't get any more expensive.
I mean, it's art. No, but sometimes Giants got it for like
Sometimes.
$1, you know. But like beef is somehow getting cheaper.
Yeah.
I got short ribs at $8.99 a pound. Oxtails, I checked them.
Yeah,
Also $8.99 a pound.
Ooh, $8.99 is
$8.99.
I got $10.99 the other day, and I heard though, but like all vegetables are up. So if you're on a plant-based diet, sorry.
Hey, sorry.
But
hippies.
So again, there's an avian flu that's happening, and poultry operations, they've euthanized domestic flocks, chickens and turkeys. Thousands of wild birds have also died, and wildlife experts say that they are seeing a wave of dying birds moving south as far as Irvine.
They're avoiding the windmills.
Yes.
Yeah.
As
the windmills are bird killers.
Yeah. As we know, birds usually fly south for the winter.
They
Some
do.
of them, even though in our area, every now and then, I have a picture of a bunch of geese sitting in the snow.
Right.
No. So, which as you told me as a
They're
4-year-old,
by the reflecting pool.
if you told me as
whatever.
a 4-year-old that I would see that, I would have been like, no,
They're Canadian geese too.
Exactly, because
Of course
they're like
they are.
it's warmer here.
Right.
Exactly.
It's the Canadian Air Force.
Exactly. It's like Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
But the geese, not the Air Force.
All the flights are canceled to Cancun.
All right. In North America alone, we've already lost 50 million birds.
Which sounds delicious, but it's not. That's not what we mean. It's not like Popeyes had a sale.
No. And again,
I mean, Popeyes,
sorry.
if you want to have a sale and you come on ChipChat,
I
we'll sponsor that.
I will sponsor. We'll have a bucket of
100%,
chicken.
yeah.
I'll have that up there.
Also, if you
These
go to
books, get out of
Popeyes,
here.
if you're at Popeyes and you ask for mild, go away.
Yeah,
like
what
get the
are you
fuck
doing?
out.
Get
Yeah.
the fuck out. Like, what is wrong
Why are
with
you even there,
Yeah,
man?
Set your ass down.
Right, you're right, exactly. This shit is wild because we just said 50 million birds. They said that's an
50 million
undercount.
birds.
They
That's
said
an
it's an undercount.
It's really 100 million.
It's 100 million birds. Usually we see avian flu isn't new, but usually you see this not in North America.
Right.
Our brothers and sisters in China is usually where we kind of end up seeing this.
There's
Usually,
less controls. They don't really do some of the same stuff that we
usually it's like with these birds, chickens that are cooped up, for lack of a better word, right? Not wild birds.
Not those free range sparrows.
Yeah, like when the waterfowl is fucking dying,
right?
It's not like that's not really what we're here for. So humans are thought to not be at risk for infection yet, but as the illustrious Bomani Jones said, where I heard this story, right? I don't know why I'm hearing this story on sports radio, nowhere else. But as he said, don't have sex with birds.
No.
Thanks, Bomani. As he said, as this story ended, that's where he started with this story. He said, don't have sex with the birds.
Let's appreciate that. Good info.
Right. Unfortunately, we're just as the doctor said, we're at the beginning stage of this avian influenza outbreak. They said it's already hit Europe, and similar to COVID, they're like, if you want to know what's going to happen here,
go watch England.
Go watch England, right? So
is our money about to be worthless and have some crazy lady in charge of our economy that tries to tank it for no fucking reason?
No. Who attached us to oil? Reagan? Did Reagan do that?
Listen,
Reagan, I think, bound up the dollar.
When this show's over, you and I are gonna have a talk about what your girl Liz is doing to the world.
That is not. Look,
that is, hey,
yo, look.
He's British, eh?
A few moments later.
Right.
Again, I think we need to be really, really concerned.
Yeah. What if it hurts our chicken supply?
It's going to do that.
Okay, so I'm Jewish and you're black. Like, chicken is kind of central to the first evidence of humans eating chicken is in Israel. Like, and if it weren't for schmaltz, what would we do?
Look,
the
bird is good.
I mean, it's our whole identity.
again, this I talk a lot about climate change on
Oh yeah, we're
on
going
the
to
show.
talk about that in a minute.
But I think we need to be concerned because these type of things are going to continue to happen. And when the food shortage happens, that's kind of when everything's going to go to shit. Like you think things are already kind of leaning that way to shit. But
8% inflation.
When people can't eat,
yeah.
Yeah, so again, don't have sex with these birds.
Good call.
And if you notice like a bunch of dead birds, maybe you're
don't go near them.
Don't go near them. Call your local Humane Society or the wildlife protection agencies that are in your locale and have them come out because we're probably about to see a lot of dead ass birds.
Oh man. Okay. Tez, where were you on Monday?
Not on while
I'm just asking. Where were you on Monday around like say 10:30 in the morning?
I was sending tweets actually about how Columbus Day is a fraud and how Americans, because they just fought a revolution against the British, they don't want to give credit to the British for founding their fucking nation, and they stole Spain's whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was
doing.
doing.
With an Italian guy.
With an Italian guy.
Who might have been not Italian. It's a little iffy about that. We're not taking
I don't know
credit.
because where I read that was in a book that goes back to some Kanye
We're not taking
shit.
credit for that one.
I heard his name was Cologne.
Maybe. Look,
the source I saw that in, I refuse to believe.
It's not well
it was
corroborated.
It was a book with no barcodes, and again, that's why we're in trouble. That's why we're in trouble. That's why we're in trouble.
All right, but the reason we're asking is because protesters called for action against climate change, and they blocked traffic on the Beltway in Silver Spring in Maryland Monday morning, causing several miles of delays. Nobody noticed because it was Monday, and the Beltway had delays. Were you there?
I was
it
not
you?
there, and I think.
Do you know people who were there?
I condemn extremism.
100%.
I condemn extremism in all its forms.
That's not extremism.
I do think that is a little.
Slowing down the Beltway is extremism.
No. I don't think that is there, but I think is this like to the point your point you made before? No one noticed.
Nobody noticed,
and like I agree with these people full heart. Like
we agree with these people.
Yeah. I just don't know. Like it's dangerous.
This might not help.
Might not. And I don't know. Here's the thing. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However many. I think there was maybe like 20 cars that I could see there behind us. I think what we've now done with all those cars behind them is turn all those people into climate deniers.
Yes,
that's why I say extreme. That's what I mean by the extreme.
Extreme action creates Republicans.
Yeah, and it just worries me because now all those people are going to think about is climate. Person stopped me from doing something that was super trivial when the waves crash over me. But yeah, that's my only issue with it there. But I fully agree.
But if you live in Frederick and the ocean is lapping up against your door, I mean, you can be mad at these guys on the Beltway all you want. You live 400 miles inland.
Right. If it's made it there, it's too late.
Yeah. Speaking of places that are about to be washed off the planet, Florida.
Florida or not?
So ProPublica is a dynamite news
Love
organization. I am a sustaining donator, whatever it is. Many t-shirts. Great stuff.
Yeah. Reporting is top tier.
100% of their reporting is shit you already knew was true. Like 100% of it. File this under shit you already knew that was true. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis redrew districts that are racist. I mean, are you shocked? What?
Chief Justice still doing it.
Yeah.
We know this was your crusade to destroy it. Everybody wants to make him a friggin' patron saint, but you did this.
Yes. So here's what happened. The legislature redrew their districts as they were required to, which was very fucking racist and slanted.
Yeah.
And Ron DeSantis was like, that doesn't seem racist enough. I want to make it more racist. So he drew his own districts, which has never happened before.
That's insane.
Right.
The governor.
How has the governor never thought of redrawing districts before? Crazy. Okay, so he hires this like Republican district drawing law firm to help him do it. More on that later tonight at 11.
Oh my God, how much money are they kicking anyway?
Florida's constitution was amended in 2010. The Constitution to prohibit partisan-driven redistricting, a landmark effort in the growing movement to end gerrymandering and the inescapable feature of American politics. Good on you, Florida. Surprising, but good on you.
And that's a good description of what gerrymandering is.
The
Really
inevitable, inescapable feature of American politics.
That is spot
really
on,
on.
man.
Right.
Wow.
So
Christ.
DeSantis calls this meeting. He gets all these people to come in. He gets his law firm to come in to help him do it. The firm has since billed the state of Florida more than $450,000,
And there's
for
the
its work on
kickbacks. Everything.
redistricting.
Like,
But his plan, it was a Republican law firm,
of course.
and it redrew these districts in an incredibly partisan way. His plan wiped away half of the state's black-dominated congressional districts, dramatically curtailing black voting power in America's largest swing states. He took a district, if you're looking at the screen, this is the Florida District 5, the 5th district was 46% black. He cut that district up into these remaining districts where the highest percentage was District 4 that is 32% black because it contains most of Jacksonville, which diluted all of the black voting power in that section. That section is black. Do you want to know why that section is black? Because that's where all the plantations and sharecroppers were.
Yeah. It's, Spanish get kicked out and then they take over. And,
Florida elected its first black members of Congress, a former slave named Josiah Walls, in 1870.
Yes, and through Reconstruction. Yes, that is
Shortly after the end of the Civil War, but Florida rapidly enacted new voter suppression laws, and Walls soon lost his office as Reconstruction gave way to Jim Crow. Thanks to distorted maps, Florida did not elect a second black representative to Congress, until 1992. That year, a federal court created 3 plurality black districts in Florida, and then 3 black politicians won seats in the U.S. House. From 1870 to 1992. That kind of gap is the kind of gap you look at when you go like, when's the last time Northwestern won a national championship? Like, that's how, like, what?
And like, if you just know like the history of Florida and like from Jim Crow and like up through like the Great Migration, and like folks had to run from that fucking state because that's just, it's a lawless place, man.
It is.
It's a law. It continues to be. It's a lawless place, and like outside of that enclave that Miami is, and right, like
that's iffy,
and that's iffy as well too. But like outside of that, Florida is the South.
Yeah, no shit.
It is like the South.
A very good chunk of Florida is in Georgia and Alabama.
Yes,
like that, and don't forget that. Everybody thinks of Florida and they think of like Northerners that retire to Miami, and that's true. There's a lot of people who live in Miami who talk about coffee and bagels.
Yes.
And, walk and down by the water. Like, those people are not from Florida.
Yeah, I'm not really even that much worried about them.
And they're old.
They're old.
So they vote the wrong way.
But anyways, exactly. I think also, too, just to tie back into the redistricting, like, listening to Katanji, like, just break down, like, again, all this race neutral shit.
Can we give her her initials? So, like, Supreme Court justices get initials. She's KBJ.
She's gonna be KBJ.
She can't be Katanji.
But I have to give fucking the other one initials then too.
No. Beer Can Brett.
And then
like they have nicknames, like Kagan can go by last names or initials or
what's
nicknames.
the name? Don't they got what's the name? What's Amy got? She has acronyms.
ACB.
Yeah.
She gets it. She gets an acronym. I don't want to do to KBJ what we've done to the NFL, where we call these people by their first names. because it seems too familiar.
It does.
I don't
'Cause
want. I don't ever
Supreme
want to
Court.
meet.
Supreme
I
Court
don't ever want to
Justice.
meet Ketanji. I want to meet Justice
Justice
Jackson.
Justice Jackson is probably the
Yeah,
best way to
it's-
go for this.
And I don't feel like I'm even entitled to that.
It's almost more so when I say Ketanji, it's just more so to say that
Yeah,
name because it's on the fucking Supreme Court.
Ketanji.
And that's more so that they're there. But
They hate that.
Brett
with 2 T's hates it.
as she rightfully said, like, what are we talking about? Like the 14th Amendment and it being fucking like race neutral. No,
It's
friends.
never race neutral.
No.
It's directly not.
It's one reason why it's there.
Yeah.
It's one only fucking reason why it's there.
Well, the two of them,
This too.
13 and 14, are specifically the amendments to fix the Civil War.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the 14th there
Like,
is to,
no slaves.
yeah. And they need to
And like any of you that tried to unmake the country, fuck y'all. And also everybody who was not a person before, they get to be people now.
exactly.
That's it.
It's that and protecting corporate interests. Okay, that's what the 14th fucking amendment is there for. All right, 2 things, but do never take away the first one, which is it is for black people. It's
Can we
for
make
black.
corporations only 3/5 of a person? And
Wow,
then they
Jesus Christ! Hey, I wish. Shit, if we start there, we'd be a little bit better off.
might fix a lot of
A
stuff.
lot of things would be better off.
But no, go ahead. 14th Amendment is a
again,
black amendment.
It's a black amendment.
It
right?
made you a person.
Yes. It
You
literally
weren't a person before. You were 3/5 of a person.
3/5. And again, just protecting the due process of those people here, the citizens of the country.
Entitled to equal rights and due process under the law.
Christ. And like for these
The
laws,
fact that we have to enumerate that is really ridiculous.
but then that tells you though how like again this country and like white supremacy is so deep that they got us thinking now that the 14th Amendment is a race neutral, like it's a race neutral.
I don't think anybody actually thinks that. Herschel Walker thinks that. He says that racism will go away if we stop talking about it.
or if you give it a pill.
Hey, he didn't want to march with anybody when the Klan came to his town,
No, of course not.
because he's like, look at the opportunity I got now after throwing all my family down the drain.
His family is like they're conservatives as well too. They're like attack, like they're not even like some straight up like.
There were collaborators in the camps too.
Look, first of all, we are like on both of our sides. We can look at black folk and Jewish folk that is not
We
rocking.
can find the crab bucket anywhere.
We can look at any of these things and be like, "Yo, why are you on the wait? Hold on, friend."
Dan
What-
Snyder. I mean, for real. What are we doing here? Stephen Miller.
That's
Jesus
the one for
tap
me.
dancing Christ.
That is the one there for me.
He's right up there with like
That
Ben
liberal
Carson
bastion
or
of
whatever.
that liberal bastion of California. That's what you. I
mean, he's right.
His family, cause like it doesn't like they talk about it there in the book.
They
They're like,
hate him.
yo, he doesn't come from any of that.
No, he doesn't. He made it up.
Well, he is short. No, I was talking about Stephen Miller.
He is. He's a sniveling little shit.
Yeah,
And I guarantee you, I know what happened at his bar mitzvah. Everybody whooped his ass. Speaking of
he
whooping
was in his
ass,
high school talking about we need to get, like he's a wild guy. He's a
he
wild.
is.
He's a
The
wild
story
guy.
of Stephen Miller is crazy. Speaking of crazy, remember we reported on the DART mission,
Yeah.
the NASA probe that they sent to hit an asteroid to see if they could move it a little bit.
Yeah.
We got some data. As promised, 2 weeks later, they used a bunch of real fancy telescopes, including Webb and Hubble.
Insane.
It turns out it worked. It worked. The spacecraft that NASA deliberately crashed into an asteroid last month succeeded in nudging the rocky moonlet from its natural path into a slightly faster orbit, making the first time that humanity has altered the motion of a celestial body.
Now, only God knows what that's gonna do.
Now, look,
that's done made a 5 mile wide asteroid.
in this context, this is good.
It is.
It proved that should we realize that something bad is coming, we could nudge it
Yeah.
and get out from under it and like DiCaprio's gonna be okay. He doesn't have to like have a heart attack on TV or any like. It's all gonna be okay. I know because you saw the movie.
I've seen pieces of it.
You've seen pieces of it.
I've
It was
seen
on in the background while he was reading a book.
There
He's
you
been
go.
very clear about that.
And we can't expect Bruce to go up there anymore.
That's right. Yeah. So it worked.
It did work.
Which is good, but also it worked, which means that like the next Bond villain.
Yeah, it's time to start mining these things.
Knows. Yeah.
This is it's over with at this point, right? We got something there. We hit it. We're about to bring back all the minerals. This is the worst Thursday night football game I've ever seen.
There's no minerals on. There's not enough on there.
On this one.
They're too little to be useful. The expense is too great. All right. Before we go to our final story, we have a song that we need to play that is relevant to this story because it is Tez's favorite song.
It's my favorite song.
And we've been enjoying pieces of it for most of this week. So without further ado, to our great listeners, here is Tez's favorite song.
I will your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like size it up? I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up back chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will cook your ass up so fast. And I'll tell them, well, I killed a cow out back, baby. You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass.
That's what's gonna do whatever political campaign I ever put forth. That right there, right there. I seen it. He's turning the frogs gay.
So why are we singing about Alex Jones?
Because he can't. Yo.
What happened yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yo,
I was watching live.
He got ate up by some leftist ass.
Yeah.
Or some leftist ass ate him.
So
one of the two.
At a trial he didn't show up for at all.
Don't blame him.
He was
my computer.
He was convicted of and sentenced to pay nearly $1 billion.
He's got it. He's good for it.
$965 million. This is one of 3 trials about this thing. So he was ordered to pay $50 million in Texas for, the Sandy Hook hoax stuff. Now this is in Waterbury, Connecticut. And they were like, oh, this is 50 miles from where the thing happened. It's Connecticut. Everything is like 10 miles from where the thing happened. Connecticut's like the size of our studio. So he was convicted and sentenced to, they were reading off these awards. And I was like, I was doing the tallies in my mind. And I was like, that's like 200, 300, 400, 500. See, he said like $700 million. And they're going to hit $1 billion pretty quick. $965 million he owes to the families of the Sandy Hook victims on this trial. There are 2 more exactly like it. So by the time he's done, he's going to owe $3 billion. Now look.
Finish him.
None of these folks are going to get close. They're never going to get the money like that. And that is not what they're after. None of these people need the money. They live in Waterbury, Connecticut. They're fine. Okay. Listen, I've been to Connecticut. I lived there for 2 years. But that isn't the point. What they're trying to do, the goal of this,
send a message.
is not just to send a message, but to decapitate his capacity to continue this.
Him, but also any of the rest of these fucks out here that want to do shit like
But
this.
while the jury had given this and the judges reading out the verdicts, what was Alex Jones doing? He was live on his fucking show, slandering the judge, talking about, hey, this is bullshit.
Who hosted?
What is this?
Where is this hosted at? Because this gets to a point
somewhere in Liberia or something. Like, I mean,
this is where you gotta freaking go in and be like, someone needs to go and take whoever owns the servers on that shit and needs to shut this shit down.
Anonymous, if you're out there,
shut the shit down.
Hack them.
Yeah.
Take him down. But like the guy was raising money while this verdict was getting read. And we know from the last time that he was raising like $800,000 a day in the midst of some of these trials. So it's not that he has the money. It's that we need to stop him from ever having the money.
Yeah.
And he's out there, creating fake bankruptcies and stuff, which interestingly dovetails right into ChipChat 2. You know about ChipChat 2?
ChipChat 2. That sounds like our space vessel that we setting up after the first one exploded.
ChipChat 2 is exactly like ChipChat 1, except it's registered in Delaware and nobody in New York has ever heard of it. Because the Trump Organization created Trump Organization 2 and registered it in New York the day after their lawsuit got filed against them by Tish James. And it's called Trump Organization 2, which is hilarious.
Hey, you out here,
you big dummy.
Right?
He's always out here going after Bezos, but then you just stole his whole thing. HQ2, and then you call it Trump Org 2.
Trump Org. He didn't even, and it's Trump Organization 2. Doing business as Trump Organization. Because of course it is.
I mean, eventually, like, his whole shit is going to go down like his casinos in Atlantic City.
I would say the chickens are going to come home to roost, but your story earlier just told me that that's probably not going to happen.
I don't bet on the chickens.
Look at these dead ass birds. So it's like, and I would say frogs or something, but they're fucking dead too. So like, I mean, who's coming home to what?
Well,
it's not polar bears.
If you can't afford to eat Lefty's ass.
Salad dressing.
If you can't afford to eat Lefty's ass, what do you eat?
Put some salad dressing on some right-wing ass and then call it Enrico Terrio.
I was just gonna go with oxtail,
but sure,
it's coming down in price.
All right, we've got to the end of the show. I think Brian, cue the music.
Oh Lord, I forgot.
We didn't do your picks.
We got picks. Oh, there's the music, friends. Oh my! Okay. I don't even know where I was the last week.
Yeah,
Brian, I was close.
Brian, get on your mic. You gotta tell everybody. Brian filled in for you valiantly.
What was I last week?
Poorly. You did very poorly. Much
week.
Like my Washington football team.
You guys won 12-7.
Which we did technically beat the Bears, which is not actually a win.
Not a win. That's a
No. That means that we made it with a lead in the third quarter against a D2 team.
12 for 22, 99 passing yards. Is terrible.
Technically, it's a win.
All right. Here's some Ted's picks last week. We picked Jags, Texans.
Ooh.
Jags.
Nope.
Bears, Vikings. You picked the Bears.
Nope. Lost. That was close.
Dolphins.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Jets, Dolphins. You picked the Jets.
Yes.
They won.
It's a win.
I did pick the Jets.
Cardinals, Eagles. You picked the Cardinals.
No.
Lost.
No.
Titans, Commanders. You went against the grain. You picked the Titans. They won. And Chiefs, Raiders with a lot of controversy.
They came back, right?
A lot of controversy.
Hey, that was some bullshit.
I saw it was 17-0, and I was like, don't worry.
I got it.
I was like, don't worry.
And the Chiefs won that one, and you picked them. So you had 3 out of 6.
All right. Apparently, sack fumbles are illegal now. That was I have never seen, apart from the Green Bay Seattle like a replacement ref thing. That's right up there. That is unbelievably shit-tastic. And he apologized.
And he just got hit with a fucking assault charge.
Yeah, they throw him with an assault charge. Look, Devontae did the right thing. He gave the guy his checkbook and said, whatever you want. Like, come on.
The law has seemed to be involved now, though.
There doesn't need to be.
It's already happened.
He's mad. I understand why he's mad, because it was a fucking setup and the refs should pay for it.
All right. Here we go. This week, what week are we in? 6, 7,
6.
6. So yeah. All right. Well, I can't pick against the Commanders this week because
we won.
Man,
Hail to Commanders.
That's such a terrible song. All right, we'll start off
That's
here.
a good song. What are you talking about?
All right, we'll do Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh here. This is the easy one.
Jesus.
This is the easy one here. I'm going with Pittsburgh. The upset Tom Brady.
No fucking way.
The upset Tom
The
Brady
dumpster fire
with
versus
the dumpster fire here. Yes, I'm going. There's my
Black
upset
coach.
right there.
That's right. Black coach versus black coach.
Black coach, yeah.
Okay, I hope you have a lot of money because they are
Hey, if black coach wins, Tez wins.
which? Oh no,
Black coach. Voting for black coach.
Voting for black coach.
I'm going for black coach.
There we go. I'm gonna write New Jersey versus Green Bay. You know
New
what?
Jersey green or New Jersey blue?
New Jersey green.
Okay.
You know what?
Geno Smith versus. Oh wait,
No,
sorry.
come. Yeah, right, anyway. You know what? Here I'm going New Jersey over Aaron Rodgers. I got New Jersey going 4-2.
They're hot right now.
Yeah, I got New.
You're going for big bucks.
I'm going for big bucks here. Yeah.
They are 7.5.
Perfect.
Jets, Jets.
All right. Baltimore, New York Giants. New York Giants, I feel like are they're not a real 4-1
They're not
team.
from New York.
Exactly. You can't be when you're from New Brunswick, wherever the fuck your ass are at.
Meadowlands, yeah.
Meadowlands, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that shit is. I'm
East
going Baltimore.
Rutherford.
East Rutherford. That's exactly
right.
They are 5.5.
All right, yeah, Baltimore. I pick Baltimore. I think I picked Baltimore.
You picked them a lot.
I picked them a lot.
I'm not a fan of that, but
I pick them all the time.
Brian doesn't like it because every time you pick them, they lose.
So
good job.
I'm
Keep
taking
doing
that. I'm
it.
taking that the Commanders and the Ravens at
Yes.
the same time. How many games am I at? 3 right now? That's 3. All right. I'm gonna pick. Who the fuck is the quarterback in Miami right now?
We're not
They don't
sure.
know yet.
It might
All
be
right, skip it
Fitzmagic.
on. Moving on.
Fitzmagic.
I'm gonna pick Geno Smith to beat Halo Master Chief in Arizona. I got Geno Smith beating there. Seattle over Arizona.
Black quarterback versus black quarterback?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go with black quarterback.
Seattle is 2.5.
Hey,
Okay,
Kyler.
all right,
Go
all
ahead,
right.
Kyler.
All right, and after the witching hour happens right here, Buffalo and Kansas City.
Oh,
That
that's a
is the
game.
game. I might tune
Josh
in.
Allen versus Patty
I might
Mahomes.
tune in for
Come
that
on,
one,
man.
friends. I might. If I watch this shit, I gotta cleanse my palate.
That's some wild
after tonight.
shit. Not to mention they got half each other's teams on each other's teams.
I think I'm gonna go Kansas City. Yeah.
Like you did last week.
Yeah, I got that last week. I'm gonna go Kansas City. I think it's gonna be a
That is a
this is
shootout.
gonna be a shootout, friends. This is gonna be it.
Bills Mafia. I got Bills Mafia.
Chiefs, here's the choice. Chiefs are 2.5.
Yeah,
Underdogs.
underdogs. Yes, they are.
Bills
underdogs. I
Mafia.
heard that.
They're in Orchard Park though.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
makes
come
sense.
on.
They're in Kansas City.
They're in KC and
Underdog.
Bills.
Home dog.
Oh,
Home dog. I like it.
hey,
I like it. And
Bring
hold
the
on,
pain.
that's my fifth one. I usually pick 6. Who's the Monday night game?
Monday,
well, you're left with
Broncos, Chargers.
Oh, I'm not picking that. I'm not
No.
picking. Fuck that. No more of that
That's
shit.
a division rivalry.
Yeah, I'm not.
That ain't a rivalry.
That ain't a rivalry. Yeah.
San Diego, Denver. Come on.
Fuck that.
That's like a 100-year rivalry in the last 20 years.
Dallas versus Philadelphia. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go Sunday night.
No. I can I pick this one?
Yeah.
ISIS.
On that note, no, we're gonna get a pick in. That is so tough. Tie. A tie.
What the fuck is this? What has this show become?
They tie.
What the fuck was that?
There's been a- Brian, that's like me picking like Braves Phillies.
ISIS.
That's
Right.
That is so drastic.
I mean,
Tie.
okay.
Tie on
To
Sunday
make
Night
it
Football.
official, the Eagles are 6.5 favorites.
6.5 favorites.
What's Al Qaeda's rating there?
They're 20,000 point under.
Okay.
Well, you know, Bin Laden was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, was he? I bet he was. Tracks.
Fly Emirates.
Right.
It's not the same, but I just.
if City doesn't walk away with the whole thing, it's like a joke. It's fixed.
You know my nickname for Halan in my group chats? The White Walker.
Right. No, that's fair.
Yo,
and Klopp's trying to get fired.
Oh my God! I watched that game with my good buddy Joseph in Queen Vic. The angry white faces. My! And also too, I'm saying all the because my boy Tamiyasu was locking down Salah, and I made all those white people know how to
but then
say.
he come up with a hat trick. So
yeah, right. I'm sleeping, I guess.
First half though
is
all the thing.
Look,
all right, you hear that music?
Top of the league.
That's for now. You're gonna blow it.
We're not gonna blow.
You know you're gonna blow it.
No, this is a different Arsenal team.
Oh, sure it is. Okay.
Nope.
Go Spurs.
Oh,
all right.
I rooted for Everton against
Thank you. We
Man
appreciate
U.
that. Yeah, because you needed us. You didn't care about us.
How the hell could you not win?
Why? What did you think we were gonna win that?
I'm joking. Like
I was happy to get out with a 1-goal loss.
We lost.
We got a goal.
Yeah, we lost.
It's 2-1. I'll take it. Shit, that's a win. That's a Canal Derby. Fuck out of here. All right, you hear the music? That's time to say goodbye. Thanks to Andy George for making us smarter and teaching us and all y'all how to make everything. Thanks to our radio partners, Liz Cheney, NASA's DART mission, Google, and all those guys. Thanks to NOTN for keeping us on for another week, we assume. And thanks to our home on the interwebs, coplaymedia.com. And thanks, as always, to our family here at Rip Radio for making us sound as smooth as USA Curling is having it this week. That's an inside joke. Go Google it and you'll find out. All right, where can everybody find you on the social medias there, Tez?
You can find me on Twitter at DC Cortez. You can find me on Instagram at Ketchup Gordy.
All right, where can they find you, Brian, on the Insta's Twitter things?
You can find me on no_filter_sports_2.5. That is our podcast show here on Rip Radio Network.
Too many underscores.
Google white
better
guys.
branding. Too many underscores.
Yeah, Google white guys on Rip Radio. All right, you can find me on the show, me and the show.
You can find him on the show 10 minutes late.
Yeah, that's hilarious. On Twitter at ChipChat, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at RipChipChat, and you can, of course, find us every Thursday night at 9:30-ish.
Yeah, around there.
on
I'm going to start
Rip Radio
counting the
Network.
McDonald's, the cars that go through McDonald's. And do a tally. Yeah, how many?
I'm Chip, that's Tess, that's Brian. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Rip Radio Network.
Sweet!